Welcome back, guys. This is now the finance portion of the Maple Show. So, as a requirement for watching this, you gotta pop an upper decky, okay? Pop out your Zin, pop a little upper shelf, maybe a bottom shelf. I don't know how you do, okay? Maybe you're straight, maybe you're not. I don't know. But you gotta lock in for this because we're gonna talk about some business. So let's get right into it. First, I gotta congratulate the Redditor community and just us as a whole, right? For making Wendy's backtrack on their surge pricing idea. Turns out, people don't like surge pricing. What? This doesn't, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because maybe people don't want to spend more for the same bad food as they would have before? I don't know. Anyways, so Wendy's comes out, they're not doing too well. They're kind of getting crushed by McDonald's. People don't want to go to a place that's worse, more expensive, and it's just less available. Why go to Wendy's? What, for a Baconator? As if McDonald's doesn't have bacon, okay? It's not, but it's Canadian grade A, never frozen. Who cares, okay? I don't want to spend $18 on a burger. Here's the problem, okay? Wendy's, they're struggling. They thought breakfast would save them. Breakfast did not save them. They're having issues. No one wants to go to Wendy's, so they're like, how can we extract more money without doing anything extra? Surge pricing, guys. Let's charge the people whose last hope of hunger, okay? It's 2 o'clock. You haven't eaten all day. You're starving. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's no McDonald's around, so you go to Wendy's. And then you go see, the price of your Dave's single or your chicken tendies are up 30% because of surge pricing because there's so many people in line, right? Yeah, there's 3 people in line. The price is surging. So I got to congratulate the community on bullying a large corporation. This is basically Sonic all over again. We bullied the company and they're like, okay, maybe this decision was bad. Apparently, no one learned from Uber. Oh, it's raining? Great, now my Uber is going to cost $50. That's how it works. It provides no value to anyone except for the corporation. Oh, but you can get cheaper meals on the off time. Yeah, you got to go at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday to Wendy's. Already there, you're going to Wendy's. That's the issue. Just go to McDonald's. But, this idea of surge pricing, it's a pretty, I kind of like it. I think in this level of late stage capitalism, I think you should be able to short, the Baconator at 12 o'clock. You go in, you short the Baconator, you make a little 30% profit. You go short it at 12 o'clock because it's going to go down. So you short it, you buy some put calls. I want to be able to buy in the money call options, okay, on my, Dave's single or whatever the hell they sell there. This is what it means to be a Wall Street bettor. I think as a whole, instead of, I take back my opinion. Not good for you, okay? You ruined a great thing. We could have had a great thing going. We could have had the NASDAQ at Wendy's. This is what we should have had. You should have been able to go 7 a.m. to Wendy's, park yourself, your 5 monitors at the Wendy's, okay, in one of the booths, right? You don't actually eat anything, and you're just trading Wendy's options, not the stock. No, not the, you idiot. You buy the chicken nugget options. Okay, I want to buy $5.50 with a $3 premium options that expire in an hour. That's how it should work. This is an attack on capitalism. You should be able to short or buy call options on your Wendy's products. Why did we get rid of this? I don't know. This is a dumb idea, guys. It's a win-win, okay? You go to Wendy's and it becomes like a battle. You put in your bid offer, maybe you do a limit buy, okay, on your 5-layer Baconator. You do a little limit buy at, $18.50, and then it gets rejected, and then you don't eat at all because you paid $50 in fees. It's fun. It's like a game. This will bring more people to Wendy's. More people will go. They're all trading. There's no more booths available because you got all these Wall Street bettors, right? They're all there. their computers, they're typing, oh, you know, the option's expiring and we're still out the money. That's just how it should work. So, you know, shame on you as a community for getting rid of this. I think the Wendy CEO needs another pay package boost because their earnings are doing so well. You know, it was a great idea in theory, I think, and I think it would have been a great addition to society. Society isn't collapsing. This is just the next level of innovation. You walk in with your Vision Pro, okay? Oh, but all the booths are taken. No. You can just stand and go like this, right? And then you get, I want puts, okay, on my chicken nuggies. That's how it should work. It's a great idea. And Wendy's, they did a bad job marketing it. They just said surge pricing, and that immediately everyone's like, oh, this is a bad idea. They should have said, like, we're starting a new investing program or something like that. I want to go and not be able to eat because my bid gets rejected for being too low. Or can we, like, as a community, could come in, maybe do a little short squeeze or something, make the price go up, make everyone who wants to go to Wendy's, who's already desperate. If you're at Wendy's, you're either drunk or you're desperate to eat. And then you eat and then you have diarrhea. It's fun. It's a game, okay? You get bacon, it's probably not even bacon. They just call it bacon as their signature thing. It's not. It's like squirrel meat or something. But with this, maybe they can now invest in new bacon products. It'll work well. You get your chili bowl, I don't know, whatever you eat at, you know, your Frosty or something. Whatever. It's fun. It would be fun. So I'm saying, listen, CEO Wendy's, bring it back. Okay, rename it something else. Let's just repackage it. Say the investor program. You get a bunch, you know, pay a bunch of influencers. Get like, I don't know, Tom Brady talking about this. Get, you know, a little Super Bowl ad. And you got, you know, it's a guy on the phone. You better buy or short, you know, whatever. It'll be fun. It's a fun game. And I think it'll bring more people to Wendy's. It'll save Wendy's. Speaking of call options, let's talk about Nancy Pelosi, the world's greatest trader. She's so good at trading. I don't know why she's still in Congress. She should go to when Warren Buffett passes away, I think Nancy Pelosi should take over Berkshire. That's just how it should work. Her NVIDIA calls, I gotta applaud her NVIDIA calls. She's like netted $1 million already on it, on a salary of $200K. Do not ask Nancy Pelosi why she's worth $300 billion on a $200K a year salary. Don't ask. She's just a genius. Her level of trading is just so high, like you can't even understand. Just because she's outperforming the market every year for the past 50 years and she's 80, doesn't mean there's any problem. IRS, just look away, okay? There's probably some poor person who forgot to file their taxes that you need to collect on. Nancy Pelosi just recently bought brand new calls on Palo Alto Network after the stock crashed like 20%. This is the second purchase of Palo Alto that she bought. So she must be bullish. And she's already in the money on the call. She's buying $200 strike calls for a stock that's already at like $250. Her like premiums on this are out of this world. So she's got to be the most bullish person in the history on this stock. You know, they just reported earnings. Their earnings were like abysmal. They gave the worst guidance ever. And you see Okta, who just reported, and these guys are just crushing it. So I think Nancy's seeing something that we don't see, obviously, right? She's just a visionary in that sense. No, she's not getting insider information. Stop saying that these Congress people are getting insider information. They're not. They're just really smart. That's why they're in these positions of power. Because they're so smart, they're at the top of their game. You know, so here's what's going to happen, okay? We all know what's going to happen. The government's going to be like, oh, $1 billion cybersecurity upgrade? Let's just, you know, Nancy's like, yeah, maybe let's just give some of that to Palo Alto. And their earnings are going to go crazy. She bought, when these call options came out, when she had to report them. First of all, I don't think you should be allowed to report these stocks, okay? I think it should be hidden of how well they're doing. You know, if Nancy Pelosi wants to make 10 times her salary in 6 months on a single stock, why does the public need to know that? It's not your business. It's not your business what the publicly elected, people in the government do. What they do behind closed doors are not your, you shouldn't care. That's just how it works. But yeah, I got, good job on those, on NVIDIA. It was a beautiful trade. And, a lot of people are salty because they missed out of it. But, if I were to create a portfolio, I wonder, what would make more money? Trading exactly what Nancy's doing, or doing the inverse of what Jim Cramer does? Because you look at Jim Cramer, he's saying buy Boeing, whatever, a couple months ago. If you would have shorted, if you did the opposite of what Jim Cramer did, versus if you bought everything Nancy Pelosi did, who would have better returns? I'm just saying, they're both visionaries in their own respect. I think Jim Cramer, he's actually giving out subliminal messaging. So every time he says buy, you should sell. What has Jim Cramer been right about? Oh, he was right about NVIDIA like 10 years ago? Who cares, okay? I want to be able to watch, I think they should host a show together when Nancy Pelosi ultimately retires. And maybe she goes to Berkshire, maybe she doesn't. But I'm saying her and Jim Cramer should create a show about stocks, and they should have a debate about it. Nancy's going, we need to buy more NVIDIA, and Jim Cramer's like, no, you should sell it. And then if they're disagreeing on something, that stock is gonna pump. Okay, that's how it's gonna work, and it'll be a fun show. You'll have an 80-year-old woman, and I don't know how old Jim Cramer is, probably like 70 or something. It seems like the older you are, and in a more position of power you are, the more right you become. It's not because you're in a position of power that you trade well. You trade well, and then you're also in a position of power. Don't ban trading stocks for elected officials. Don't say it. Don't say it. Because it's a win-win. If you know your politician, your congresswoman, is making billions and millions of dollars off of stocks, that should be a good sign for the economy. Stop hating on these people. Okay? Their jobs are hard. That's why they need, $1 million call options and stuff. But yeah, shout out to Nancy, greatest trader ever. I think instead of being in Congress, she should have just left, and she should have just started her own medallion fund. Her and Jim Simons would be the perfect. It would be the perfect match. Maybe we get in, maybe we get in a little Sam Bankman-Fried into there. This guy's in prison right now, and he's telling all the, the guards, he's like, guys, you gotta buy Solana. And, he's been right. Sam Bankman-Fried has never been wrong on these types of things. He knows more about crypto than most people, right? He's just in prison. Don't say, oh, he's in prison for whatever. No. He's in prison for unrelated reason. This guy's still a genius, okay? I don't care if he spent all your money. First of all, don't put your entire retirement fund in crypto and then also give it to FTX. It's like a double negative. This is just bad. So all these people are like, he stole all my money and bought penthouses with it. Yeah, as he should. He should be allowed to use your money that you put into crypto that doesn't even exist. Who's buying the FTX crypto? It's very smart, I think, on the crypto companies. You make your own coin. It's like the government. It's like creating your own mini government, right? You make your own currency. People buy it, and then you rug pull it. That's just how it works. People should know if you're investing in FTX coin, you're gonna get rug pulled. That's just how it's gonna work, right? So, Sam Bankman, I think he's in prison for 150 years or something. That won't stop him. This guy's on the grind, okay? He's telling he's helping the guard. He's doing acts of charity. Sam Bankman-Fried is the modern day Robin Hood. He's telling the guards, yo, you guys gotta buy, he's like, you gotta buy Solana, you gotta buy whatever. And he's right. You look at the crypto prices, they've been pumping. Shout out to Bitcoin hitting 65K. Let's go. Mainstream media is mad, Maybe printing $100 trillion or whatever is a bad idea. Maybe deflating your own currency is bad. Who would have known? I wouldn't have known. But yeah, put your entire retirement savings into crypto. It'll work fine. It only goes up. Statistically, you can't lose. It's not gambling, it's investing. It's long-term investing with just higher rewards. I think you should leverage it too. You should be at least 50x leveraged in your Bitcoin. If you're not putting down $5,000 to buy, $5 million worth of Bitcoin, you're not doing it right. Because Bitcoin's gonna go up. We all know it's gonna go up. This is probably a psyop. Honestly, Bitcoin's probably a psyop. Satoshi Nakamoto? No, it's just Joe Biden. Okay, he's wearing a mask. Ukraine just gave it to him, and he's like, guys, I'm gonna call it Bitcoin. Okay, but yeah, he's in prison. He's like running an investor club in prison. I think he should. They're in a free country. Okay, he's gonna be there for life. So why not have a little bit of fun with it? Help some guards out. Help them, get out of that job. Because if you're a guard in like a minimum security prison with Sam Bankman-Fried as your biggest criminal, what are you doing in life? Can you like go to a real prison where like your life's actually in danger? Anyways, yeah, so the picture of Sam Bankman in prison just recently surfaced, and this guy looks like a gangster. He totally did not get touched in a cell. He did. He definitely did. If you look at him, he looks homeless in prison. And they're not even like orange jumpsuits. They're just wearing normal clothes. I'm not surprised that this guy's in the same prison as, Epstein was in, okay? Except, Bankman won't kill himself, right? He will not kill himself. Because he's still making money. Somehow, I bet he's still making money. He's telling these guards, guys, buy Solana, buy all this stuff, right? And you got to give him a kickback. He's probably collecting his 2% fee, managing all these people's money. In his prison cell, he's got like 8 monitors. That's just how it's going to work. Okay, maybe he gets a cellmate, maybe he gets touched a few times, but every time he gets touched, he goes running to one of the guards who just made a shitload of money, right? They just made a boatload of money off of Solana and Ethereum. And he's like, God, I just got touched. I need a new monitor. So they give him a new monitor. They give him an Ethernet cable. He's having a better internet connection than 90% of the world right now in prison. And it's fun. It's good. He can trade as much stock as he wants. He can trade as much crypto as he wants. So it's probably good. If Nancy Pelosi ever goes to prison, which she won't because she's a national treasure, right? I think if they were to go as like cellmates, they should start an investing club within the prison and then have like retail, like have BlackRock invest in it. BlackRock needs more gains. BlackRock isn't doing well enough. Okay. Larry Fink, he only made $100 million in a salary. It's not enough. You need to have Nancy Pelosi gains to pay for it. But, yeah, anyways, if I should go as a prison guard. If I wanted to instantly make money, I should go become a prison guard and just, request that I'm in the same like building that Bankman-Fried is in. Because he's with all his friends, all his friends who are also making a bunch of gains, who rug pulled or like stole a couple million from some people. This is your fault for losing your money. You should have pulled out when you had gains. Oh, I don't care if FTX didn't let you pull out your money. You should have just done it anyways. You should have called Bankman-Fried up and you should have said, yo, let me pull out my money, okay? Please, you should have begged on your knees. Go, please let me take out my money, which I was supposed to own anyways. And he goes, no, that money's gone. Sorry, guys. The money is gone. I had to have, 18 open marriages or open relationships in my penthouse. That's what they're doing. And they're all doing like Molly every day. That's just how it works. You do a line, and then you rug pull 1 million people, and now those people are all broke, and you can buy more Coke. It's fun. It's a great environment to work in. Speaking of great environments to work in, California just upped their minimum wage from $16 to $20. Except for Panera Bread. Yes, this is the type of capitalism I love to hear about. Basically what happened is that Panera Bread, well, it's not Panera Bread alone, okay? It's just restaurants or food places that, sell bread. That was whatever the law was, or the whatever it was, right? So Panera Bread doesn't have to pay the $20 an hour to their employees. $16 an hour for minimum wage employees is too high. I think they should lower it to the, the national average of the national minimum is $7.50. Because the real problem in America and the world right now is small businesses. Small businesses don't employ as many people. You mom and pop shop, you're the problem, okay? Who makes a better product? Panera Bread with a lemonade that'll give you a heart attack? Or, your local mom and pop shop that makes like $8 lattes. Big businesses just do business better. That's why they're big, right? Your mom and pop shop, what? You're going to employ 5 people? What is your local Panera Bread going to employ? Like 25, okay? The biggest reason why there's unemployment is because of small businesses. If, I would want, this is what they do at Panera, okay? They give all the employees, as a prerequisite to join Panera, you gotta drink at least 3 of these charged lemonades. Okay, you hear that this charged lemonade's got like 400 milligrams of caffeine in it. All right, and I think, and people are having heart attacks, but I don't think it's Panera Bread's problem, okay? This is your problem. If you're going to Panera Bread to go work and, I'm an aspiring writer or whatever, and you're at Panera Bread typing on your laptop, and you're having like 4 or 5 of these charged lemonades, and then ultimately you get a heart attack because you just consumed like a whale's worth of caffeine, whose fault is that? No, it's your fault. First of all, it's your fault, okay? Oh, but they didn't say that there was 400 milligrams of caffeine. Maybe you should have gotten the hint when you're halfway done drinking one and you're shaking, right? That's the issue. So I think ultimately, Panera Bread, they got exempt from this, this minimum wage increase because they totally didn't give Gavin Newsom a bunch of money for his campaign. No, they didn't. Do not look it up. They didn't. Trust me, okay? Trust Panera Bread that whatever they do is in the best interest of their employees. Don't start unionizing. Do not pull a Starbucks and start unionizing because you'll know what happens. You're all gonna get fired because you all ultimately just stop working well. But here's what they do. Panera, this is how you keep your employees going. You let your employees drink as many of these charged lemonades as possible, right? And then they're just running around. Productivity goes up when you give these people basically speed. You do what Hitler did in World War II, okay? He gave meth to all his soldiers, and they were just able to keep going. Panera Bread's doing the modern equivalent of that, but this time they're the good guys, okay? Panera Bread and big business are the good guys. You give your employees what's basically cocaine. Maybe some of them have a heart attack. Maybe some of them, they go through withdrawals. But that's the price you pay for higher productivity. So now, not only do they not have to pay the $20 minimum wage, now you can start firing people because the employees that you have right now are so productive because they're so, energized that they can just keep going. But yeah, I love this type of business, and I think for new expansion plans, especially with Wendy's, I think they should start creating like co-locations, your combination Taco Bell, KFC. But now you got your combination Panera Bread, Wendy's. So you go to Wendy's, you get your chili, you go to Panera Bread, you put it in the bread bowl, you get a few charged lemonades, and then you go short the Baconator stock. It's fun. It's a great environment, and I think the traders will really like this, and I think ultimately this boosts the bottom line. And then I think this will get adopted around the entire industry. I think McDonald's will start doing it. And that's when stuff will get serious. When I can buy junior chicken calls a month out with like a $3.20 strike price at only like maybe, I don't know, $1 premium, it'll be great. This is where society's headed. This is where capitalism is headed. And I think we've entered the most prosperous part of capitalism before everything, ultimately gets destroyed. The collapse is coming, but we're going to have some fun before it happens. So yeah, you go to your Wendy's, all the booths are full because you got all the Wall Street bettors who've now headquartered there. And by the way, the New York Stock Exchange is going to move to Wendy's. They're going to just incorporate all of Wendy's into it. And I think that'll be good. The NASDAQ or whatever, one of them. And then you'll have Sam Bankman-Fried running it from his prison cell. You're going to have a president who's in prison running the country. And then you're going to have the head of the biggest financial organization in the country, also from prison. This is going to be great. It'll be very fun to see that. And then you'll have Nancy Pelosi as the head of Panera Bread's, charged lemonade division. And then it'll be just like the 1980s again in Wall Street. In the 1980s, you had all these people coked up, and then they're like, I gotta short, whatever, I gotta short gold or whatever. Now you'll have people charged up on lemonade, and they'll be eating like your chicken nuggets that they totally short squeeze, and now they're paying $15 for 6, nuggets. And they'll be like, I gotta buy more Solana, and it'll be fun. It'll be a fun environment. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think they should implement this. Nancy Pelosi, shout out on your NVIDIA calls. Can't wait to see what Palo Alto is gonna do, because I totally am gonna follow all your trades from now on. I think the best portfolio is either it's called a barbell strategy. Okay, I think Jim Cramer had this well. On one side, you buy everything Nancy Pelosi buys. And on the other hand, you short everything Jim Cramer buys. And I think you're going to beat the market. Warren Buffett and value investing, they're out the door. They've been gone. Warren Buffett has barely outperformed the S&P for, the past decade. It's a new generation coming in. Cathie Woods is doing well. She's not salty that she missed the NVIDIA. She's not salty, guys. She just thinks we're in a bubble all of a sudden, okay? But Nancy Pelosi knows what's up, and she's 82, okay? She knows that new RTX graphics card is going to be great. These people are paying, these companies are paying like $30,000 for these new AI chips. And, what's this AI doing? Well, now you've got, Gemini, who's totally not making a racist AI against white people. Just because the Google AI cannot show you a picture of a white George Washington does not mean they're racist. Stop saying that. Stop saying they're racist. But yeah, I can't wait to see the merger, and I think ultimately profits will go up, and synergies will work very well. Because you'll give all the Wendy's employees the charged lemonade, and then everyone's productivity goes up. Maybe some people have to get fired, but as they grow, more people get hired, and then they'll take away all the small businesses. And ultimately, big business is going to win. The economy wins. And now you'll be able to go to your Panera Bread, your Wendy's, and then not eat because your call was out of the money, and then you're just out $10. So your entire meal was just out because your call didn't hit. Anyways, so shout out to Wendy's, and shame on the community for stopping Wendy's in their track for surge pricing. This would have been the greatest business innovation in the fast food market in the last decade. You guys ruined it. We could have had something great. Shout out to Nancy Pelosi. She better be right on Palo Alto, because I put a lot of money into that. And also, shout out to Bankman-Fried, straight out of prison. Good thing he didn't snitch like Tekashi. So now he's going to run that investing club. And hopefully he runs, the New York Stock Exchange out of Wendy's. It'll be great. And shout out to Gavin Newsom, who's the biggest supporter of big business. Anyways, this is the Maple Finance Show, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.